Well, it appears we've been assigned AN11 as our patrol grid, so way northwest of Scapa Flow here, pushing the operational limits of the Type 2 for sure. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on our fuel, and it is obviously close to a main naval base, and it's a high traffic area, so we might come across something interesting. Fingers crossed that our last patrol in the Type 2 here is an exciting one. We'll be leaving Kiel in the fog and rain right now on March 1st. I've just asked for our max range at current speed, and again, that's on like full diesel efficiency. We've got about 4,800 kilometers total, and the course I've just plotted out to our patrol grid is over 2,000. So we basically only got enough fuel to go there and back. A little bit concerning. But that's the course we're looking at so far. Probably just do that, shoot at a few ships, and we will come straight home. Shouldn't actually be that long of a patrol, I don't think. By the way, one thing I've been wondering, what the hell is this like beach ball thing on the back of my sub? I've noticed it on pictures of like more modern subs, and it's also on this ancient Type 2. No idea what the heck that would be. Maybe it's like so that aircraft can identify you as German? I don't know what else that would really be, or storage for something. Don't know what, but if you know what that is, let me know. It's been bugging me, and I guess too lazy to look it up. I was just pinging under keel. It's 141 meters deep here. So I had a radio report at this 0 mark over here that a warship was going east 20 knots. Now I've got which one's it referring to here? 1050. We actually might miss them down. They're now here, still going 20 knots. So we know their course is about 83, 82 and a half degrees. That's about their course. What's it looking like here? We can actually close here. I'll just put us ahead flank. Um, Visibility is good. These guys should almost be within visual range, actually. They're 30 kilometers away. Yeah, I'm going to turn us north right now. And we know they're going 20 knots. We know their course. All that info was given basically from the radio. So maybe it's a big task force. Maybe something's in there. Maybe it's just destroyers. We'll see. But I'm going to ahead flank, burn some fuel here, and turn us roughly north. Again, all we have are G7As, so it's the middle of the day. Our torpedoes could easily be spotted, give us away, but it's pretty deep here. And if we're taking the shot from pretty far away, like, pretty low chance of us actually getting detected, I would say.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 352.
So I'll keep you updated on that. They should be within visual range very soon here. In fact, I'm probably going to have to dive in just a few minutes. I've never seen this notification before. Smoke on the horizon at 9 degrees. That's actually right ahead of us. Surprising. Oh shit. Not sure what that is, but that's closer than I would like. I was looking off to about 300 degrees because that's where I expected they would appear, these warships. We're gonna have to dive. This guy's gonna keep us down. 9 degrees. Some sort of, it says cargo, so maybe it's not a warship. Anyway, unfortunately we're gonna have to dive here, just because we don't want to be spotted. I'll throw us down into medium speed and
Jawohl,
dive
Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt
to
voraus.
periscope depth here.
Auf Seerotiefe gehen.
Nice thing about the Type 2 is it gets under rather quickly compared to something like a Type 9B. Yeah, you could do a lot worse for sure. And small profile, not too easy to spot on the surface in waves like this, so I doubt we've been spotted, but never be too careful, I guess.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-0.
So now that we're under, I guess I might as well have a quick listen off to where I expected them. This guy, the smoke on the horizon. It's our incoming cargo. I mean, he's coming right for us. Maybe that'll be worth shooting at. Oh, Yeah, I can hear that task force or whatever. Multiple warships off at about 290. Wasn't able to see anything on the horizon. It would have been nice to be able to close a little more distance before they got in. We're still going to be 8 kilometers off or more by the time they get in front of us. So that's a situation we'll keep an eye on the situation. This is our smoke on the horizon that we saw earlier. Looks just like a medium cargo actually, now that I see it. And I'm trying to make out the flag, it's tough. I don't know, I don't think that's British. Anyway, let's look at 290, whatever they're at here. Can we see anything? Not really yet. So anyway, this dude straight ahead is coming like right at us. We might turn, I think that might be Irish. In any case, I don't know if that's going to be something worth shooting at. I don't know if we want to give away our position. But, yeah, I'll ID his flag when he gets a bit closer. I don't think that's going to be anything worth shooting at. I mean, if it was British, it for sure would be, but it doesn't look British to me. I know on YouTube the resolution's not quite as good, but that's pretty clearly flashing green and orange for me right now. So yeah, still somewhere off in that direction. What can we hear? Okay, yeah, I can definitely hear something big amongst those destroyers. Whether it's a cruiser or like a capital ship, I don't know, but that's... I definitely want to save my shot for that, and we're not going to be shooting a neutral anyway. So, yeah, not worried about this guy, but we are going to have to keep an eye out. So from underwater, I heard some aircraft fly right overhead. So I'm starting to think that, you know, with the sound of whatever was in that task force, maybe there's a carrier in there. That could be good. I'm glad we dove when we did, when when this cargo here showed up, because if we would have stayed on the surface, we would have been spotted by those aircraft for sure. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise. And I still don't see the task force on the horizon, but we can maybe assume that it's a carrier. Then again, we're like 250 kilometers away from like a land base, so yeah, I don't know. Could be a carrier. That would be something special. By the way, that's definitely an Irish flag. Will not be shooting at him. Now, anything to be seen? Oh, okay, we see smoke off toward the task force. I just see one uh, plume of smoke so far. Maybe that's two side by each, but definitely nothing to make out in terms of silhouettes just yet. Yeah, now that I asked the sonarman, he's saying constant distance. They're not closing anymore, so I'm thinking maybe they changed course. That's very frustrating. So they're off at like 305. 297 on there. Yeah, if they were still on course at 297, they'd be 10 kilometers away. We'd be able to see them. So they probably turned like straight north. Probably about right here. They're now going this way. So yeah, we're at 20 knots. We're not going to be able to catch them. No way in hell. So that's really too bad. I might just use the free cam to go see what they were. Like, since we're not going to catch them now anyway, um, might as well just see what it was for fun. I'll give it 5 more minutes, and if they're for sure not closing within visual range, then we will give up hope on that. It's now 11:46. Gonna take another listen. 3:15. You know what? Maybe that report was just a screen that was like turning around. They kind of zigzag. So, I mean, they could be still coming in. Just thought for sure I should have been able to see them. Okay, nearest warship. Yeah, it says moving away at 3:15. I don't know. I think we lost these guys. I don't see anything on the horizon. And how about straight ahead? No. Yeah, they've certainly changed course. That's too bad. I will drop the periscope. And I am just going to tab over just to see what it is. Normally I wouldn't do this if we were going to catch them anyway, but I want to see if we could have had a carrier here. Destroyer. And, okay, definitely a capital ship. Looks like a Revenge class. Yeah, that would have been nice to sink. Those guys are like 35,000 tons or something like that. I wonder where those planes came from, though, because clearly no carriers here. There's a cruiser. Looks like maybe a Southampton or Fiji. And some escorts. Yeah, not a carrier to be seen. I mean, some battleships can kind of slingshot recon planes. Maybe that's where it came from. Actually, that carrier has a recon plane on a crane right over there. Or, sorry, that cruiser does. That's probably where it's coming from. These little cranes here, I believe they're for carrying aircraft. Don't know too much about aircraft launched from little escorts like this, but you can see that dude's got a crane. I think the way it works is, like, obviously planes don't take off in this game. They'll never take off of an aircraft carrier, but I remember reading somewhere that, like, any ship that's capable of launching planes, so like this guy, it just increases the likelihood that there will be an aircraft of that type flying around in the area. So I guess that explains the two planes flying over, and whether or not they could have done any damage to us, I don't know. But definitely missed out on an interesting engagement here. Hate to see it, and we've wasted some fuel going ahead flank. But yeah, we will cautiously resume our course, I guess. I'm just gonna stay low until nighttime and
Neue Tiefe 3,6 Meter.
adjust our course. Well, we're in our patrol grid now. It was pretty calm when we dove down, just hanging out at about 19 meters, and merchant closing fast. 315. Okay, we're gonna rise to periscope depth and head toward this guy. So off at 315. About 225. We'll say he's, I don't know, 19 or so kilometers away. And probably he's going like straight east. Just gonna make his way down this way. So I might just turn south actually and pick up the pace a little bit.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 180. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Seerotiefe gehen.
Thinking we'll actually have to surface here and leave the patrol grid. I'll just head slightly southeast and
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
speed.
Neuer Kurs 131. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt voraus.
Vorne oben 10.
Can actually see something at 99 here. Based on the silhouette, they might be coming straight at us. So, aircraft spotted. Okay. No.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Tiefe unter Kiel ist 111.
Okay, it's plenty deep here. I guess surfacing in these conditions was a mistake. I thought we were still pretty far from Scapa. Maybe not that far, only 100 and some kilometers. So yeah, I should have known. And there's a task force nearby. So, not that surprising that there were aircraft out and about. It might be
Derzeitige
tough
Tiefe
to
1-0.
raise the periscope. They clearly spotted us, and they're going to be looking for a periscope. So I don't know if we even engage this guy that's coming in. I'd like to know what it is, though.
Derzeitige Tiefe Tiefe 3-0.
Yeah, I was,
Derzeitige Tiefe 4-0. Derzeitige
more
Tiefe
coming down.
5-0.
Whoa, we are rocking around. I don't know how realistic that is. I don't think
Derzeitige
Type
Tiefe
2 would really
6-0.
be flying around like that. But yeah, I just stopped recording as those depth charges came down and went off, so I turned it on right away. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot that the plane was going to come down and drop that. Thought we were safe, but must have been a pretty close call to send us flying like that. And apparently we're still rocking all over the place. Yeah, I really don't think, like with what I know about fluid dynamics, that a sub would be just rolling like that. Certainly you can roll around from depth charge attacks, but like um, to still be rocking like this, I don't think that would really be a thing. Obviously I've never been in this situation, but that looks a little bit dumb if you ask me. More charges going off. Those I would have liked to see on the external cam how close those charges were. I think we're safe now. Probably not going to be able to get to periscope depth and look at whatever this thing was that was coming toward us. So we will be staying down for the rest of the day, I would say. I'm just thinking, like, these aircraft only hold a set amount of bombs, I'm pretty sure. So, like, if that's all they had, maybe it is safe to... I really don't want to risk it. But I want to know what that thing was. If it was going straight east and we wouldn't have been able to catch it, then yeah, fine. Like, I'd just stay down. But, like, it looked like it was coming right for us when I was on the surface looking at it. So maybe we'll wait for it to get a little closer, and it might be worth popping up the periscope, but that's very risky. Don't know how I feel about that. I'd hate to end this career on our very last Type 2 patrol. I'd like to make it at least to the Type 7, but we'll see what we can find here and what this merchant actually is. So we're now at 38 meters, and I can hear this guy at about 320. I've changed our course to west, so with the amount of time that's passed, 320, it's about 334. I don't know how far away he is, but he's at 234, so that means like he's obviously not going straight east. He's going some sort of northeastern direction. I'd say maybe something like this. He might be coming straight at us. Maybe his course is about 63. We'll put that there for now. I will head southwest, just so we're kind of staying close.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 2-2-4.
And no more bombs have been dropped, so either that's all they had, or they're just holding their fire until they get visual contact again. I'm very nervous about getting to periscope depth and putting up this periscope, but we are going to try and ID whatever that merchant was coming in fast. Actually, another thing I should take a listen for is if they've radioed some destroyers to come look for us. That's our merchant straight ahead. Okay, that's all I hear. So, pretty safe to say there's no escorts on their way yet, but maybe more aircraft will show up. I don't know. I think it was probably just one. I didn't actually even see it. I just saw the aircraft spotted notification and crashed and dived. I've learned my lesson from last time. Sounds like the loudest is at about like 6-ish degrees. Obviously our sonarman can't tell us because that's technically in our blind spot, so he's not going to be of very much use here. 6 degrees, so yeah, he's definitely doing something like that as far as course goes. Speed is going to be an issue because I actually need to keep the periscope up to determine speed, but we could just sort of estimate it. I don't need to be super accurate for that. It sounds like the sonarman said fast. To me, in my experience, that sounds like, you know, no more than 9 knots, possibly even lower, so I don't know why he said fast. But we still have the speed set to like 20 knots from that task force earlier, but I'll just say 9 and we'll set up for AOB 90 to port. Range, hopefully about a kilometer. And I will set these all to fast. Might use a magnetic detonator with how calm things are out here. Then again, I don't even know what this thing's going to be, if it's worth shooting at or risking our lives, but we'll see soon enough. It sounds pretty close. Now, wanting to take a look at this. Okay, first I'm going to put
Jawohl,
us
Herr
to
Kaloin.
periscope
Auf Zero
depth.
Tiefe gehen.
I almost never use the observation periscope, but that's one that can actually look straight up instead of just like horizontally. So, what is it? Something down here. I think there's a button I can click. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so this is our observation periscope. The magnification, oh, I guess it also does go to ×6, just like the attack periscope. And you'll notice we can look straight up all around. A little bit better for when you're worried about aircraft. I don't know if like the light at night is different. Maybe it's worse looking through at night. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we're just coming up to periscope depth. I'm gonna take one more listen here. 5, yeah, he's like straight ahead. So this is our... Oops. Okay, I just want to see, okay, that I'm not raising a periscope accidentally, like the attack periscope while I'm looking through the observation. But... let's see. 5 or 6 degrees. Okay, honestly looks like, okay, let's see if we can see a plane. Like, I wonder what the chances of actually being able to see a plane through this tiny little hole is. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm sure he's still out there circling around, so I don't want us to be spotted. Okay. If this was stock Silent Hunter, I would say that's an ore carrier, but I know, like just based on the superstructure, but I know there's a whole bunch of other ships that kind of look like that now. It's a cargo. I'm just looking. I'm pretty sure it said cargo. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't actually ID it in the Uzo. But like, even if you look at this Haruna type oiler, which I don't think it is, I would assume by the name that that's like Japanese or something. It has a superstructure with like these slits in the side, and that's kind of what an ore carrier superstructure looks like as well. So I'll look for a few ships that have that sort of front profile, because as you can see in the front one, it's got like this wide superstructure that's got like these transparent areas at the top, so it might be really hard to tell actually with a lot of these. I might have to wait till they get closer to actually figure out what it is. I've waited 3 minutes here. It should be a little bit closer. Maybe I can get a better idea what this thing looks like now. And yeah, with that funnel, that's pretty unique to ore carriers. You can make out the king post on the front now too, or well, yeah, I just really don't want to keep my periscope up this long. Even if it's not an ore carrier, that's what I'm gonna ID it as. I'm sure that's what I saw, was a king post like that at the front and a mast, and yeah. I don't know. Not entirely sure, but for now we're gonna ID it as an ore carrier. And why am I not getting the option to hit the checkbox here? It's a little bit annoying. Okay. Well, anyway, we could see that he's gonna cross our bow and continue to our port side. So yeah, I think this course is pretty darn accurate that we've estimated. Let's set up for 90 with that. And we'll try to get a good idea of how fast he's going. I don't know if he would have been alerted to our presence. Like, he should have seen the aircraft diving down and the bombs being dropped, but I don't know if technically that ship is aware that we're here and if he's going to be swerving around or not. Might not be. He might just be on his merry way. And I haven't heard any aircraft flying over. We haven't been bombed yet from our periscope being up, so it's a good sign. I mean, I'm sure they're still around. They clearly saw us. They dropped the bombs. Yada
Jawohl,
yada.
Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 153. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Slow us
Kleine Fahrt
down,
voraus.
and we'll see how deep it is under
Jawohl, Herr
keel
Kaloin.
now.
Tiefe unter Kiel ist 110.
Still quite deep. So now that we're set up perpendicular with this course, he's at 70. That's going to rapidly drop until he's right in front of us. So I'm going to stop us.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
And
Steuerbordmaschine, stopp.
assuming it's about 150 meters long, we'll get a speed check off that using our red dial on the React. I'm going to look for aircraft actually right now. I don't know if that's wise. Okay, holy shit, he's a lot closer than I thought he was. British ore carrier, 100%. Doesn't look armed. 1400 meters at 49 degrees. I'm not going to look for any aircraft. They will spot a periscope, no problem in these conditions if I'm up looking around. So 1400 meters at 49 degrees gives us something like that. Okay, so I'm going to ignore our initial position from when we heard on the hydrophones. That's not going to be anything close to where he was. But I will start at this X. Oops. And I will extend this line through our second one. That should be close enough to give us an accurate course. 58 degrees. So we're a little bit off of being perpendicular here, so we're going to have to adjust our AOB. 0 degrees would be 83 degrees to port, so let's just set that up on the attack periscope, because that's what we're going to be looking through now. Observation periscope should be down. It is. And looking at 0 through the attack periscope, we will make a little adjustment to the AOB here. About 83. Okay, so he's at 25. And we are going 1 knot and slowing down, so this isn't going to be perfect, but it'll be close enough. Okay, so red dial. I'm going to keep the periscope down until about 25 seconds, just because we know he's going slower than 10 for sure, so I might as well not have the periscope up, risk getting spotted. From what I can tell, this guy hasn't been zigzagging at all either, so our AOB, based on his course, should be just fine. Gonna open the tubes right now. Actually, let's just finish the speed check here. I actually waited too long, and okay, yeah, it was just passing there, so it's got to be 9 knots. There's no way it was 10. I've already got it set to 9. I think that's fine. Let's open the tubes. And fire. Okay,
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel
let's
Fahrt
drop
voraus.
down
Neue
60
Tiefe
meters,
9 Meter.
and we'll take a look. Yeah, it looks fine, I think. Depth looks good on both of them. She's actually loaded up too. Right under keel. Well, maybe a little early on that. 2 hits, I would say it's got to be enough to save. Time will tell. It doesn't look like either of those went off right under keel, but I'm sure that'll do. Actually, we might as well start reloading those torpedoes now. That's going to be our only reload for this patrol. Get those last 2 torpedoes loaded. And we'll just keep listening on the hydrophones and watching with the external cam to see if and when this thing goes down. And we've got confirmation that she's going down, so That's, what's an ore carrier? Like 8,000 tons for 2 torpedoes? That's not bad. Maybe we can get like another 10,000 and end this patrol. It's really too bad we didn't actually see those capital ships in the task force. It would have been nice to sink something big, like an actual warship, instead of just single merchants here and there.
Derzeitige Tiefe 4-0.
But, yeah, I mean, the war is early. We will eventually catch something. The invasion of Norway is coming up in the next, like, month or two, I think. I don't really know my dates that well. I think maybe it's the start of May. So we'll, once we get our Type VII, we'll try to be involved with that. That'll be a little more exciting, I'm sure. But yeah, good start to our last patrol. We've narrowly averted. I really wish I would have saw on the external camera those depth charges come down and send us rocking that much. Like, it should have been damn close if we were flying all over the place.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
But anyway, we didn't take any damage, so that's good. And we will continue in this patrol grid for the next 24 hours and start plotting a course back through this high traffic narrow. I figure we might as well go after whatever this is. Radio report of something going fast northeast. It'll cross our grid slightly. Northeast, yeah, we'll have to leave the grid to cut this guy off. But it's calm, it's night, we can hunt on the surface if we want to. It should be pretty low risk compared to that ore carrier in broad daylight with aircraft flying around. So maybe we'll spend our last 3 torpedoes on whatever this is and finish our 24 hours here just to get the bonus, and we'll head back shortly after that. So not too exciting if that's what happens, but that's what I'm looking at in terms of surviving this patrol. Take a look here. 39. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Looks like a medium cargo to me. I'll look for some differences, but to me that's what that looks like.
Neuer Funkspruch, Herr Kaloin.
If I get any reason to believe that's not what it is, we'll try to ID it as something else, but for now, let's just put this in. A little bit of time has passed. I'm gonna do one last range check here, and I think I can make out a British flag there. What are we saying? Does seem to me to be moving rather quickly. 3K at 36, and we're getting. I don't know if that is what we're getting. At 27, 36, so 36. In fact, we're gonna have to get ahead of this guy somehow. I don't know if we can at this rate. He's definitely on that course that we drew. I'm gonna say let's just go parallel with him, I guess, and see if we can get ahead of him.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 4.
At this range, I don't know if he spots us. I don't know if it matters if he does, if he's not armed. Though he might be. Let's just get turned here. Okay. So, are we? Yeah, we're definitely going faster than them. Not by too much, though. Okay. Good. Just gonna use a little time compression to get us comfortably ahead. That should be good. Okay, give me a range and bearing, please. It's about 90. Okay, 28 at 88. Okay. Head due east.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs.
And then, okay, if he's going 55, that means we gotta go, what, like 35 degrees to get, or, sorry, 145 degrees, perpendicular angle, I think. 145.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 145. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
And I guess we'll dive to periscope depth just so he doesn't see us.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Zero-Tiefe gehen.
Okay, 0 should be 90 to port. Speed is shit. I'm gonna have to take this shot right away here.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Neue Bordmaschine stopp.
Am I on the right course? Let me just... Yeah, I am. Definitely a medium cargo. I'm gonna do a rough speed estimate here. This thing is 140.5, so I'm gonna do this calculation on my phone instead of the dial. 140.5, 1.94 divided by whatever the time is here. Now, that flag, let's say that looks British. Draft of 8.8 meters. 30 seconds. Apparently it's only going 9 knots. I would have thought faster than that. Wow. Okay, we'll fire one tube. Actually, we'll fire two. Hang on. Let's,
Derzeitige
fast
Tiefe 1-0.
magnetic. And we're running out of time here. Oops. 8.8. So I'm gonna set it to just under 10 meter depth. And that should work. Okay, let's see how those are running. Depth looks good, I'd say. Oh man, I don't like that angle at all. Okay, we fired when he was at 345. Yeah, wow. Oops. Yeah, it's gonna be like a 45-degree angle of impact. Hopefully at least one of them hits. Okay, here's our trails. Yeah, one should hit. I don't think we'll get both, though. Gonna look at that flag just to be sure. Yep, British. And I don't think she was armed. We could always surface and use our shitty flak gun, but it'd take a lot of rounds to bring this thing down. Even if we're shooting at the water line. I think. I don't know. I can hear the torpedoes, or maybe that's just the ship. No, here's our first one. Hit right under the bow, it looks like. Yeah, I guess maybe we will get two hits. Right under the bow and right under the superstructure. Okay. Surely that'll bring her down. That looked pretty good actually. It looks like, yeah, you probably can't see on YouTube, but like literally right in the center of like under keel of the superstructure. So that's about as perfect as a shot you could get for the second one. And the first one at that speed, like hitting the bow, that's gonna flood her really quick. I don't know what the flood mechanics are like in this game, how realistic it is, but I think if you blow a hole in the front of a ship and it's going moderately fast, you know, like a reasonable speed, it's basically just shoving that water into the ship if the hole's at the front. So the faster it's going, faster it should sink. And I think she'll be going down right away, but time will tell. Looked pretty lethal to me. We only have one torpedo left on board, so we're going to finish our 24 hours in this patrol grid. work our way back, and honestly, I'm looking forward to using the Type VII. Getting done with this Type II, I'm sure we can have much more interesting patrols in the future. I'm kind of over this single engagements in the Type II. Like, you only get to sink maybe 2 ships in a patrol, and you're just not that mobile, so um, it is fun getting rocked around by the depth charges, but that hasn't even happened too much. So hopefully things will become a little more engaging once we upgrade to our next boat. But yeah, I think she'll be going down. I will give an update when she does, and we're going to resume our plotted course. So she's turned her lights on. I was kind of following her on the surface. Like, she looks bad, not gonna lie. I think if they were armed, they'd be firing at us by now. So now I guess I have to make the decision, do I want to use the flak gun to finish this thing off? Like, I think it's just going down regardless. But they could have called for destroyers at this point. They could also, I don't know if aircraft fly in the middle of the night like this, but we are illuminated, so it's a little dangerous. Maybe we'll get good old Hans on the flak gun again. I know we have it, so I made a mistake earlier. I gave our flak qualification to this Bernard guy, and really Hans was the guy that, you know, took out those unarmed guys on the coastal tanker, so I think just for old time's sake, we'll let him get on the flak again. Fire the finishing rounds, and we'll dive. She should go down with or without our help. So she's going down 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, that bow flooding was just too much. And that's another, what is it, like 5,000 tons? So this patrol, we're sitting at 13,000. We've got one more torpedo. And like if things stay calm, we can get right under keel with that last torpedo and maybe sink something else that's a decent size. So, like I said, gonna finish our 24 hours in this grid and then head back home. We've got a ship on the horizon. I'll level with you this time. I'm like I'm almost in friendly waters basically. So I was just kind of cycling through to see what it was. So I already know what this guy is. It's Empire type freighter, looks like. Usually I don't cycle through with the free cam like this because, you know, you want to actually go through the process of IDing them, and it actually takes some skill. But yeah, I just assumed it was a neutral because we're basically home free here, but like it's super calm, it's dusk. Couldn't ask for better conditions. This guy's not gonna have any friendly air cover destroyers, certainly. So I'm gonna actually, I don't know if this does anything, but I'm gonna send a contact report. I think sometimes you can get like friendly aircraft if you're close to friendly waters, or like friendly subs to come help. So maybe someone will come help with this. But yes, we've got an Empire type freighter right off there, and it's only going to get lower visibility as time goes on, so we should be able to approach on the surface. Let's just get a rough
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
idea of how far that guy is. 9,000 meters at 52, hey? One thing is, okay, hang on. 9,000 at 52. We only had like just enough fuel to get back home, so I'm not too keen on like burning a bunch to get ahead of this guy. Damn. I think we'll still be able to make it work, but anyway, 9,000 at 150 is about there. And that's not, you know, that's give or take 500 meters, so I don't know where exactly he is. We're gonna head southwest, and we're gonna have to go ahead flank here, unfortunately.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
The way things are going, I think I'm just gonna have to take a shot right now, so, let's say stop.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Neue Bordmaschine, stopp.
And I will just look straight ahead. I think we're still really far away. I could put the torpedo on impact pistol and like for sure hit that guy and do less damage and potentially need to finish him with the flat gun. I don't even really know if he's armed, I didn't check. Or I could set it on magnetic, almost certainly get the kill shot, but also really high chance it goes off prematurely. I'm stopping us now because like I want to be able to do a good speed check on him and all that. I think I'm running out of time to close the distance is the problem, and he's actually moving pretty quick. Okay, let's see how far he is. .38 at 326-ish. I guess our watch officer was kind of overestimating the range on where we thought he was. It's not going to matter too much. An accurate speed check is going to be what's important here. Let's do that right now. Running out of time. This guy is almost exactly 150 meters long. Makes our job easy. Whoops. I'm just going to go ahead and use the magnetic pistol here, and if the torpedo makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, well, GG, I guess. Okay. Right, 11 knots. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, actually. Okay. Looks good. Last range check. I don't know, 2,800 meters away. Depth set to about 8 meters, opening tube 3. That should be about 90. Yeah, it looks good. It's as good as it's gonna get.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
There it is. Okay. Depth looks good. Awesome. Actually, depth looks a little low. Or high, I was meaning to say. Okay. I think that was a good hit. Yeah, pretty low on the hull there. Pretty good explosion. Might send her down without the need for flat gun, but I will alter our course just to follow this guy. And if we really need to, we'll surface. Like, if I wasn't using the external camera for this, I would be definitely worried that she's armed, so yeah, don't really want to break out the flat gun just yet. Well, here we are. She's dead in the water, but I don't think she's going to sink on her own, so we will get Hans on the
Nicht genug
flat gun.
Besatzung an den Dieseln, Herr Kaloin.
What? We're okay on the diesel engines, boys? Well, moment of truth, if there's any guns on there, they'll be firing at us. Yeah, I think we're okay. I don't want to get too close, and it might take us quite a few rounds here. Alright, like 100 and some rounds later, and she's going down. So we will return to course here, and hopefully after all that we've got enough fuel to get us home. I don't want to even waste fuel recharging the
Jawohl, Herr
batteries here.
Kaloin. Normaler Antrieb.
So yeah, good job, Hans.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Gehen wieder auf Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
Once again getting that notification that we are out of diesel fuel. Of course, that still means we've got some in the tank, and we've only got 50 kilometers to go. About 8 hours, 7 hours till we're back. Should be back tonight on March 20th. And yeah, another successful patrol. Almost got dive bombed a little bit there at one point, but we're lucky, I guess. And this will be our last patrol in the Type 2. So just shy of 20,000 tons sunk with 3 merchants, and that's what we got right there. Pretty happy with that. I am gonna upgrade to the Type VII right now. Gives us 1,000 renown to work with. And there we go, we are now U-47, a Type VII. Let's just see what else we can really do with this thing. 1 flak option. Gonna be using T2s now, which will be kind of nice to have that as an option. There's an engine upgrade available. Well, first and foremost, I want the KDB hydrophones. I guess we can still get the engine as well, so shorter recharge times. I don't know if that really affects our range or not, but we'll get that as well. And since we're now in the 7th flotilla, I guess I will put that on the side of this thing. As for medals and promotions, I know we already have a flak gunner, but I am gonna give Hans the qualification of a flak gunner, just because. There you go, buddy. What can I give you? No Iron Cross. Okay, well, I'll give you a U-boat front clasp. How's that? And maybe a promotion as well? No? Okay, so we've got to expand our crew a little bit. We're gonna need more petty officers for specialization, so maybe another torpedo man, a couple more sonar, and some machinists and a repairman. So a lot of changes to make to the crew, but yeah, we're done with the Type 2 now officially. So yeah, we'll hopefully be able to do some more interesting things in deeper, further waters, maybe hit some Canadian convoys in the future. And I'm looking forward to that, honestly. We could have had some better encounters in the Type 2, almost hit that task force with a battleship in it. Would have been really nice, but unfortunately just didn't happen. A lot of single merchants, and yeah, thanks for tagging along for the Type 2 adventures. Hopefully the Type 7 will be a little bit more exciting. One more thing I thought I'd mention before I let you go is so our Type 2 record since the start of the war, we've got 74, is that, I guess 74,000 tons since September of 1939, so not great, but we're certainly up there on the list. Noticing a lot of these characters don't translate over very well. And yeah, it shot me ahead a lot of days. So I think now we're going to be smack in the middle, or even at the end of the Visserabung operation in Norway. I don't really know how you pronounce that, but I was hoping in our Type 7 we'd be able to go hit some big task forces during our invasion of Norway, but with all the time at port here, I don't know if at the start of the next patrol it'll even be May anymore. So yeah, it may or may not be exciting next time around, but that is our status. Again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.